question. Let's get back to the conversation. What is the deal for Christmas morning? It's still on?
Kourtney Kardashian has finally broken her silence and revealed the real reason her marriage to Travis Barker didn't work out, and the details are more emotional and eye-opening than fans expected. In a raw, intimate interview, Kourtney explained that despite the intense love they shared, sometimes love just isn't enough. A statement that struck a chord with many who followed the couple's whirlwind romance. From lavish getaways and PDA-filled red carpets to their lavish Italian wedding, Kourtney and Travis seemed inseparable, until subtle signs of trouble began surfacing. The once constant Instagram posts about each other started to vanish, public appearances became sparse, and fans began to speculate about what was going on behind closed doors. According to Kourtney, the turning point was realizing that she had started losing parts of her identity in an attempt to preserve the relationship. She described how she felt herself constantly adjusting to Travis's fast-paced rockstar lifestyle, one that often clashed with her grounded, wellness-focused routines and her role as a hands-on mother. While Travis's touring schedule with Blink-182 took him all over the world, Kourtney stayed rooted at home, and that physical and emotional distance eventually became too much to ignore. She admitted that she felt like she was carrying the emotional weight of the relationship alone, saying, "I need someone who is emotionally available, someone who can be present, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually." They tried therapy, couples retreats, and even spiritual healing techniques to bridge the growing distance, but in the end, the foundational issues, conflicting lifestyles, communication gaps, and different approaches to parenting, remained unresolved. One particularly revealing moment in the interview came when Kourtney addressed compatibility, explaining that while the chemistry between them was undeniable, it couldn't mask the fact that their values, priorities, and personal growth paths were moving in different directions. As she put it, "We were amazing together in some ways, but toxic in others." She also acknowledged the outside pressures that added fuel to the fire, including ongoing tension with Travis's ex-wife, the complications of blending their families, and even subtle but very real strains from within her own Kardashian-Jenner circle. The public scrutiny and pressure to constantly look picture-perfect only made things harder to process, and Kourtney admitted that the constant need to perform their relationship for an audience made it difficult to address the more painful truths behind the scenes. She also dismissed rumors of cheating or betrayal, saying instead that the relationship ended from a buildup of smaller, unresolved emotional wounds that eventually made the connection feel suffocating. "It wasn't just one thing," she said. "It was layers and layers of little things that built up until it just felt impossible to breathe." Fans were especially shocked by her admission that she felt more alone in the relationship than she had when she was single, and that realization ultimately pushed her to take a step back for her own mental clarity and self-preservation. She emphasized that there's no bad blood between her and Travis and that they're committed to keeping things respectful, especially for the sake of their children. Despite separating, the two have reportedly agreed to continue co-parenting and supporting each other's lives from a distance, without involving lawyers or making things messy. Though the split was difficult, Kourtney seems to be entering a new chapter, one where she's prioritizing emotional alignment over surface-level harmony. For fans, it's a poignant reminder that even the most glamorous, envy-inducing relationships can suffer from the same deep emotional disconnects that many face in their everyday lives. Kourtney's courage in opening up about her experience has sparked conversations about boundaries, self-worth, and the danger of staying in relationships that no longer nurture your growth. As we wait to hear more, especially from Travis's side of the story and how the Kardashian family responded to the breakup, this first part of her revelation gives us a lot to think about. Love is powerful, but without shared values, honest communication, and aligned life paths, it may not be enough to sustain a marriage, even one as high-profile as theirs. Following Kourtney Kardashian's heartfelt revelations about the emotional unraveling of her marriage with Travis Barker, the responses, and where each of them stands today. After Kourtney's candid interview, fans immediately turned their attention to Travis, wondering how the famed drummer was handling the separation and whether he'd offer his own version of events. While Travis has remained mostly quiet in public, a source close to him stated that he was deeply hurt but understanding of Kourtney's decision. Reportedly, Travis believed that they could still work through their issues, But he also recognized that forcing something broken to stay together would only lead to more pain. Insiders shared that he took time off from music-related engagements to focus on personal healing and his children, even attending low-key family therapy sessions to help adjust to the new dynamic. Meanwhile, the Kardashian-Jenner clan had mixed reactions. Kim and Khloe were reportedly supportive but surprised, especially since they had seen Kourtney happier than ever at certain points in the relationship. Kim, in particular, is said to have expressed concerns about the fast pace of the romance from the beginning, though she respected Kourtney's need to learn things in her own time. Kris Jenner, always the matriarch, stepped in to support her eldest daughter emotionally, and also helped manage the behind-the-scenes PR to protect both parties from intense media backlash. According to those close to the family, Kris made sure that no tabloid-driven narrative turned toxic, which is why you haven't seen messy headlines or tabloid wars despite such a high-profile breakup. Even more surprisingly, Travis's ex-wife, Shanna Moakler, who had publicly clashed with Kourtney in the past, offered a brief statement urging the press to give them space and focus on the kids, calling the situation a personal matter, not public entertainment. That was a rare moment of unity in a story filled with emotional complexity. In the weeks following the split, Kourtney shifted her focus inward, diving deep into therapy, journaling, and spending uninterrupted time with her children. She also hinted at new business ventures related to wellness and mental clarity, possibly inspired by her own healing journey. In a recent social media post, she wrote, "Sometimes endings are the most beautiful beginnings, signaling not just closure, but intention." Fans praised her for her transparency, with many saying that her willingness to talk openly about emotional incompatibility, even when everything looks perfect from the outside, was deeply relatable and brave. Travis, too, has been seen returning to the studio, surrounded by longtime friends and bandmates who have known him through multiple stages of his life. A close friend revealed that music has always been his emotional outlet, and now more than ever, he's using it to process what he calls a love story that simply had an expiration date. He hasn't released any direct statements, but fans believe that some upcoming songs may carry personal reflections or emotional nods to the relationship. One of the most heartwarming aspects of this story is how both Kourtney and Travis have prioritized their children throughout. Their blended families had started forming close bonds, and instead of cutting ties, both parties have ensured that the children still see each other when they want to, including family therapy sessions, to ease the transition. Kourtney reportedly said, "This isn't about blame, it's about growth. And I want our kids to see that choosing peace is sometimes harder than holding on, but always worth it." As time goes on, it's clear this split isn't your typical celebrity breakup. There's no social media mudslinging, no deleted photos in anger, no intar-GI into her lifestyle brand, and possibly a new podcast that delves into emotional health and relationships. Travis is said to be doing the same. No new flames, no rebound headlines, just a man committed to his family, his art, and his personal growth. While fans may always remember their whirlwind love story, it's the graceful way they're handling the ending that leaves the strongest impression. It's a modern reminder that sometimes the most powerful love story is the one you have with yourself. And that, in the end, may be what Kourtney and Travis were always destined to discover.